friends, Goddess of Awesome here, and today I want to talk a little bit about bread, right? Bread is something that most people believe they cannot have, right? We're not supposed to eat bread. Or if you want to lose weight, don't eat bread. Or bread is bad, or bread makes you fat. Or, I don't need to go into more of what you think about bread. You already know, right? I mean, if you look at the basic food groups, they're going to include bread. But as we've learned, bread kind of packs some weight on you sometimes. And not all breads, right? There are some good breads out there. There's some safe breads out there to eat, and I'm going to share one with you that I love, and I eat it every single day. When I'm home, I eat this bread every day, and my waistline has been shrinking. It's the refined things, refined sugars, and refined processed foods. If your flour has been bleached, which most white bread is bleached flour, all your jam-packed nutrition is pretty much not there. You're pretty much just eating empty nutrition. So I personally am all about feeling good, right? I like to juice. I like to eat foods that support my body. I'm a natural, severe anemic. So, I've have had blood transfusions 4 times at least, and each of those have been 4 pints of blood. That's a lot of blood for someone to be missing, and they don't know where it goes. I'm not bleeding it out, trust me. My cycle is like a day and a half or 2, It wasn't like that originally, but after I turned 18 or so, that's what happened. And it's been like that way ever since. So I'm not losing it, right? I'm not expelling my blood. We don't know where it goes. What's happening with that is kind of a mystery in the anemic department. So let's get back to bread. So some bread is bad for you, and some bread can really support your body. Now, I'm going to reference this book right now, the Healing with Whole Foods book. Okay, this is going to be our nutritional encyclopedia that I will do all of our nutritional lessons from. And this is actually lesson number 1, nutrition. I figured I'd start with bread because bread is easy, right? It's easy to eat bread. It's easy to make a sandwich. We all enjoy a sandwich every now and then. And it's simple. You can make a sandwich in advance and take it to school. You can take it to work. You don't have to buy a $10, $15 meal every day at lunchtime when you can bring your own better stuff that it might even be tastier. And it really only takes a few minutes to make a sandwich, right? For a lot of people who don't have a lot of time to eat and a lot of time to cook, you can eat well quickly, within minutes if you're eating a good bread. So we're going to talk today about sprouted bread. Most breads on the market are not using sprouted grains. When you sprout your grains, the life force comes out. It completely changes the composition of the food into something that your body can actually recognize better, assimilate better, process better, utilize better. Everything is better when you sprout your grains. You're actually getting life force energy out of your foods, So right now from the Healing with Whole Foods book, I'm on page 568, the sprout sections, right? It goes through so many things you can sprout, but I'm talking about sprouted flour, and so I'm just going to read quickly to you just the very first paragraph. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. If you want, you can pick yourself up a copy and reference this book. It's amazing. It's an amazing book. Okay, so I'm going to read to you the first paragraph. Sprouts represent the point of greatest vitality in the life cycle of a plant, right? It's the greatest vitality of the life cycle of a plant. So jam-packed of life force energy. One clearly experiences this vitality when eating sprouts consistently. Amen to that. You know, I jam it out in my spin class. I'm a vegetarian. I'm not eating meat, you know. I'm packing on muscle. I got a lot of energy to burn because my body is supported, you know. The next sentence says, during sprouting, vitamin and enzyme content increases dramatically. That's powerful, right? So during sprouting, vitamin and enzyme content increases dramatically. At the same time, starch is converted into simple sugars, protein is turned into amino acids and peptones, and crude fat is broken down into free fatty acids. I think everything that those sentences were just magic. I mean, converts your starches into simple sugars, your proteins are turned into amino acids and peptones, and crude fat is broken down into free fatty acids. Those are all things that your body can work with. You know, your body works with enzymes. Enzymes are important for nutritional absorption, you know. Every single organ you have is looking for vitamins, but it's also looking for minerals, you know. You can't absorb one vitamin without minerals. And no doubt sprouting probably has minerals in there too. I'm not getting there yet. You know, turning your protein into amino acids, that's what we need, you know. And crude fat broken down into free fatty acids. Sounds like something your body can do something with. Maybe, you know. So it continues. Hence, the sprouting process pre-digests the nutrients of the seed, making it easier to assimilate and metabolize. So when you sprout your food, part of it is pre-digested, right? It pre-digests the nutrients of the seed, or the grain is still a seed of that plant, you know? And it makes it easier for your body to assimilate and metabolize. So metabolize, I mean, everybody wants to kick up their metabolism, right? It's a slow metabolism that puts the fluff on, right? Helps insulate you with the layers of, you know, fat, lipids, right? So the last sentence of this paragraph, this explains why grains and legumes This explains why grains and legumes, many of which are common allergens, often do not cause allergies when sprouted. Okay, so if you're allergic to, you know, various beans or grains, if you sprout them, you may not be allergic to the sprouted form, right? The sprouted form is pre-digested somewhat. You know, it's jam-packed and it's increased with enzymes, which you absolutely need. I'm going to do a video separate, not today because I'm tired. I don't know if you can see my eyes, but I haven't had a lot of sleep. But I had to do this video for you right now. So anyways, this is just valuable, right? So valuable. So sprouting, it increases the vitamins, the enzymes. It helps convert, you know, the starches into simple sugars. It helps turn the proteins into amino acids. It helps, you know, turn the crude fat into, it breaks it down into free fatty acids. It pre-digests some of the seed, which makes it easier for your body to assimilate and metabolize it. You know, to hear that probably sounds pretty cool. To feel the effects is even better. I cannot describe to you how much I feel supported. My whole body feels so much more capable and jam-packed of vibrant life force energy when I eat sprouted bread. Now you can sprout all sorts of things, and we'll talk more about the other things you can sprout and how good it is for you. But right now, you know, so many of us have issues with bread, right? We try to avoid bread, you know, and I want to just free something for you and just say it's okay, right? It's okay to eat bread. You can eat bread. You can. I'm giving you permission to eat bread. You can give yourself permission to eat bread. You know, listen, based on everything we just learned about from Healing with Whole Foods, you know, from Paul Pitchford. You can get this on Amazon or anywhere online that sells fabulous books, you know. So sprouted bread, that's where it's at, you know. That's what your body can assimilate. You can absorb it better. It recognizes the chemical compounds as being accessible. It can draw from it rather than having a hard time digesting it, slowing down your digestion. You know, digestion is everything. So if your body's working extra hard to digest, you know, you're going to age yourself faster, right? It's unnecessary use of energy on some level, because if you sprout your food, you eat sprouted breads, your body doesn't have to work so hard to get the power, get the energy from that food, and it just serves you on so many levels. So I'm going to share with you my favorite sprouted bread, and I'm sure there are others out there. I have 2 varieties. They have several flavors, sort of. You know what I mean? There's the original, and then there's this one that I eat all the time. This is the sesame Ezekiel bread. Okay? It's super duper yummy. You can make any sandwich with this. It doesn't necessarily have a flavor to it. It just tastes like bread. You know, you can put anything in between this, your meat, your veggie, faux meat, your peanut butter and jelly. You know, you can make French toast out of this. My mama uses this. This is our stuffing every year for Thanksgiving and the holidays. This is what our stuffing is made out of. So see, you don't have to be, you know, extra cautious about not eating stuffing during the holidays. If you're making it out of the right stuff, it doesn't matter. You can have whatever you want, and your body's not gonna, you know, suffer and gain a lot of weight. I have been, like I said, obviously I've been working out, but even if I wasn't working out, and you know, sometimes when I'm on the road, I can't work out that much, this serves me. It's also a complete protein. This bread is a complete protein. The combination of the grains and legumes that are in here, I don't know if there's beans in here. I'll tell you what's in here. It's sprouted wheat, filtered water, not bad, right? Sprouted barley, sprouted millet, sprouted organic malted barley, that's probably a sweetener a little bit. Or sprouted lentils, so it does have some beans in there. Sprouted soybeans, so you know, if you're allergic to soy, I guess you're going to want to be mindful of that. You know, there's lots of things you can be allergic to, even wheat and millet. But like it said in the book, you know, when you sprout it, common allergens often do not cause allergies when sprouted. So, you know, I don't know, you might want to try it, see how it works for you. Once won't hurt. If it does hurt, then don't do it again. You know what I mean? So, sprouted spelt, and you know, some fresh yeast, some wheat gluten a little bit, you know, and your organic sesame seeds. Everything in here is organic also, right? So it's not cooked, it's not grown with pesticides and poisons, you know, that can damage you. So this is an amazing bread. It also, look at Ezekiel, right? For any of you Bible buffs out there, this comes from the Bible. It even has the verse. Where is it? It's right here in the front. And it says, as described in the Holy Scriptures, take also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and spelt, and put them in one vessel and make a bread of it. All right, this is literally been given to us by God, right? Even if you're not a Bible buff, if you try this, you're gonna probably experience goodness. You know, some breads can like jam up your intestines. You know, I noticed if I eat white bread soon enough, I'm going to become, my movements aren't going to really be that available, right? It might congest my tract, my digestive tract, and on some level slightly constipate me, even though I won't necessarily know I'm constipated. It doesn't feel like, you know, I mean, how many times do you go to the bathroom a day? You know, I think a healthy person should probably have at least 3 bowel movements a day. At least, you know. If you're having 1 bowel movement a day, Try some of this. They also make a cereal. Now, my cowgirl friend, who's also a sister, Lacey, I've been feeding her this. She's been hanging out, helping me with my horses. She's kind of moving down to the area. She just got her own horse, you know, in December. And just so happy for her to be around. She's a beautiful light. And she has been thriving off of this. You know, she's happy to come to my house when it's time for lunch, you know, or and breakfast. If she stays the night, sometimes I'll make a sandwich for breakfast. You know, I'm up early and do a workout. You know, I eat something good afterwards. If I eat a sandwich like this, I'm full. I'm full for a long while, right? It's complete protein. As a vegetarian, that's important. As any person, that's important, right? So when you eat this, you're not just getting your simple starches, you know, what it's telling you, it turns, you know, it turns the starch into simple sugars. You're not just getting the simple sugar benefit and the enzymes and the easier to metabolize stuff. You know, there's a complete protein, and also, like Lacey says, it's like Drano for the gut, right? If you're not having regular bowel movements, you might, you know, ponder on that for a little bit. You really, your digestive tract should always be moving, you know? So this will push things through. I'm just warning you right now. You know, if you're eating this, or you start eating this and you feel you need to void your colon, then I suggest don't delay and get up and go do it. Because it's not, when you're adjusting to it, it's not the kind of situation that you're going to want to press pause on. You know, sometimes I think as adults especially, you know, we can train our body to not, you know, we can try to make ourselves wait. You should probably never wait when it comes time to go number 2. You know, that's a lot of toxins that need to get out of your body. Same with urine. You need to expel it. You know, there's no reason to hold on to that longer than necessary. When your body tells you it's time to go, go. And if you try to wait, I mean, you're not going to have a crazy big accident, but this is still going to be moving through your digestive system. You might have a difficult time pressing pause on it after a minute. So take heed and go to the potty. So, and to add to that, that's not going to happen to you forever. You know, that's not going to be like, oh, I eat this and I have to go potty all the time. No. You know, a lot of people are holding at least 10 pounds of excess feces in their colon because it's kind of trapped in there. That's kind of what's making some people be bloated, right? So it can actually be up to even 25 pounds of extra, literally extra crap hanging out in your abdomen, your lower abdomen, because it hasn't had the roughage to push it through. You know, there's a lot of colon therapies out there, like hydrocolon therapy, you know, to do a colonic. You know, if you talk to anybody who does colonics, they will back up what I just said. You know what I mean? 100%. So you don't need to really go do that. I mean, it's probably not a bad idea at least once in your life, you know, to maybe have some hydrotherapy in the colon, especially if you feel a little backed up. But this will push things through. It will make things happen. And while it's doing that, you're going to get the jam-packed nutrition. You're going to feel all this life force energy. It's extraordinarily amazing. Now, sometimes we have a sweet tooth, right? So you can use this as a French toast, you know, and even better for a sweet tooth. Now I know not everybody's into raisins, you know, but here is another version of this bread with raisins. And I'm not too hip on eating raisins all by themselves, but because you know it just kind of gets boring after a minute. But this as a bread is super yummy and can definitely double as a dessert, you know. So say you're trying to lose weight, you know, maybe you already had a sandwich with this one for the day and you're starting to crave cake or donuts or whatever, you just name it, whatever your sweet tooth goes after. Now when you decide to start modifying your diet some and make wiser selections to support your vessel, maybe a motivation would be shrink your waistline a little bit. Great option right here. You know, I love to put this in the frying pan with some butter. You know, I'm a vegetarian, I'm not vegan, but even vegans, you know, there's the vegan butter out there. You can, I mean, when I use butter, I don't use it a lot. I almost never use butter, but when I use it, I use it. I love it, you know? So when I want it, I will have it. And this with some butter, you put some syrup on it or some honey. Yummy. And I don't do eggs, so I'm not coating my bread in eggs, but I'm still, you know, you can still get the experience, you know, top it with a little powdered sugar if you need. Boom, you just had cake almost, you know. It will satisfy the craving for sugar. Because, you know, truly what your sugar craving is protein. When your body is craving sugar, honestly, what your body is really looking for is protein. So if you're trying to shrink your waistline or, you know, adapt or, you know, maybe embrace a healthier lifestyle, you can use this, you know, as a sweet tooth remedy, but also it will satisfy a deeper craving, the deeper need of why you're craving the sugar to begin with. You know, it's a complete protein, you know, it's jam-packed full of everything your body needs, everything your vessel requires basically is in this bread. So you can eat this bread, you can eat this bread. You know, there's another version, it's the original one, it comes in an orange package. You know, you could eat Ezekiel bread. I mean, just try it, right? If you don't like it, no harm done. You know, sometimes in life we have to experience things to know who we are and who we're not. You know, you'll never know who you are and who you're not unless you try something at least one time. Now, I'm not saying you need to try everything in the whole planet once. There's some things you may never want to try once, like heroin, you know, or group sex. You may never want to try that, you know what I mean? And you shouldn't, you know, if you don't, you know, I highly recommend nobody trying heroin, you know, or anything harsh like that. If it doesn't come from the, you know, everything comes from the earth, I guess, you know, but how much has it been fiddled with? You know, it's better to have things that are fiddled with less, right? You know, science is great, but we don't need to recreate the perfection of nature because it's here already. And look at it, they knew a long time ago. I mean, when do you think the Bible was written? I'm going to say a long time ago. So this recipe has been around for centuries, you know, and we seem to forget somewhere, you know, I don't know if these people do commercials. I don't subscribe to, I don't do television. Like, I have one. I use it as a monitor to watch movies. I don't have cable. When I was a little girl, my mama didn't have a lot of money, and, you know, cable was one thing. It was a luxury we didn't have, you know? So it's not a bad thing. I'm not in a habit of watching television. It's never been a habit for me. So I don't know if there's television commercials out there talking about Ezekiel bread, but now there is, right? At least on YouTube there is. So I highly recommend this. I can't speak enough good things about it. This is also extremely yummy with the raisin one with peanut butter and jelly. Oh my heavens, it's like another dessert, you know? And if you're going to college and you don't have a lot of money, you know, if you're, you know, your finances aren't as plentiful as you wish they would be, and you're limited somewhat on what you can buy at the store, this is excellent. I mean, it costs about $5 a loaf. You know, there's tons of pieces in here. You know, I can go through a loaf in like a week, you know, if I'm eating one sandwich a day. And sometimes, like today, I had 2 sandwiches of this. You know, I had this for breakfast and I had it for lunch, you know. I had a little bit of a later lunch because I went on a horse ride and came home at noon and texted a friend, you know, made a video for you. And, you know, I didn't make it to the market just now until I left around 2. So I didn't eat about until 1:40. 1:40 is probably when I had lunch today. It's a little late for me, but I was busy. So this is some really good stuff. Now, when I use this, for any vegetarians out there or vegetarian curious or people who do eat meat, but maybe you want to minimize some of your calorie intake, or for whatever reasons, you know, I don't know what the reasons could be to eat less meat, but some people might want to eat a little less meat. So this is what I found this in college at the Chico Natural Foods in Chico, California. They had some kind of bread. I don't know if it was this. It probably wasn't this, but it was a really yummy bread. I think they called it a peasant bread, and I thought it was delicious. And they had fake and bacon. There's a lot of kind of faux meats out there these days. And I don't eat meat because I don't like the way it tastes, right? There's something in it that it doesn't taste good to me. It smells thick, smells like, it doesn't smell like how it used to. I was raised on meat, so I know what good meat smells like when it's cooked. Something shifted for me slowly from 14 to 17 and a half. All the meats kind of left one by one, very slowly. You know, my body just didn't want it. So what I do is I use this, and this is the brand that's in my neighborhood. It's this stuff. This is the last box they had. I'm pretty happy I scored it. The Smart Bacon. Okay, we have smartphones and smart cars and smart bacon, right? It is so yummy. Okay, so my friend Cowgirl Lacey, who she's not hip into tofu that much. She'll eat tofu that I cook because I fry it and I make it yummy. I'm not big into tofu, but sometimes I get bored with stuff. You gotta switch it up, you know, a little bit here and there. This is so yummy. I could eat these literally every day. My BLT, my fake and bacon BLT sandwich. Now, when I first made one for Lacey, it just blew her mind. She's a meat eater. You know, she enjoys bacon. She enjoys all kinds of different meats, you know. You don't have to be a vegetarian to enjoy this. Like, this tastes a little like it's smoked, you know, like bacon, you know. It tastes really good. You know, I fry it up in the frying pan. Don't try to, like, crispify it to where it's dead, you know, black and stuff, but like normal, you know, you cook it till it's ready to go. Take the oil off if you can, like anything else, and then put it on your sandwich, where you'll put it with some lettuce, right? A BLT. You'll do your tomato if you're into that. Some people don't like tomatoes. I get it. So, you know, you can also put like sprouted alfalfa. Oh my God, alfalfa sprouts. When I was in college, when I was going to COC for RTVF, I would have this with just a normal sandwich. I didn't even put the fake and bacon in. I just made the lettuce and the tomato and the sprouts and cheese. That's all I did. I didn't put fake and bacon. You know, it was the sprouted alfalfa, which I'll have to do maybe one more video for you, and we'll get to that in the next one. But it's just miraculous, right? So this, you know, could be a good thing. There's other things you could put in between your bread, you know. I'm just throwing out an idea. This is what I like, you know, so you might try it. So again, I don't do eggs, right? Eggs left when I was 14. I used to eat eggs. They were around when I was little. I used to eat them. I mean, my grandma used to soft boil eggs for us. So she called it a gaga. We loved our gagas. You know, we'd go outside and play, and we'd come in, who wants a gaga? Oh, we all wanted a gaga. You know, we'd have our little miniature stand, and each of it that would hold the egg, you know, and each of us, you know, had our miniature salt shaker. So, you know, we just put a dab of salt. She wouldn't let us put a lot, but just a touch of salt, and then a spoon of your soft-boiled egg. And a touch of salt, and then a spoon of your soft-boiled egg. I mean, we couldn't get enough, you know. But when I turned 14, eggs just shifted for me. I didn't like them anymore for whatever reason. I tried to keep liking them, and every time I ate them, I was like, these taste disgusting. I don't know what happened, but I guess I don't like eggs anymore. That was the first meat to go. So I don't do mayonnaise. That was another thing that left. Mayonnaise left when I was young. Maybe because the eggs, I don't know. I mean, my grandma used to feed us tomato sandwiches when we came home from school. So first grade, my sister was in preschool. And I lived with my grandma from first grade to fifth grade, the beginning of fifth grade. She would make us tomatoes. I mean, we'd come home and all these sliced tomatoes, and she'd slap it in between two pieces of bread with a whole bunch of mayonnaise. That's yummy. A tomato sandwich is yummy. But I don't do mayonnaise. Haven't done mayonnaise for a million trillion years. So this is an alternative to mayonnaise, right? It's called Vegenaise. And there's no eggs in here. There's nothing icky. You know, it's vegan. Right? So it's just a whole bunch of good stuff. You know, you can look up the ingredients in the store when you go. There's no eggs. There's no bad things in here that I can think of. So this is a version, the Vegenaise. There's also this one. This is the original Vegenaise. This is what I've been eating out of right now. You can tell it's kind of been opened. I like them both. You know, I'm not against soy. I know a lot of people freak out about soy. You know, some people think it shrinks your brain, and some people think it's awful and bad. Well, you know what? You can think, there's a lot of things in the world you can think is awful and bad. There's a lot of food choices out there that may not be the best, you know. Not everything is for everyone, right? So I'm not trying to say you have to have this or this is what you need. But if you're going to go down a vegetarian path or a less calorie path or a more mindful path, or you're just tired of flavors and you want to try something else, this doesn't exactly taste like mayonnaise, but it does, right? It really kind of does, but it doesn't. Like, it doesn't have the ick. For me, I don't taste anything icky in here. And when I use this stuff, what do I just spread it everywhere, right? I do not go shy on this. I put a thick layer. But I just, you know, moisturizes the bread a little bit. I toast my bread, you know. I think a slightly toasted piece of Ezekiel bread smothered down in some Vegenaise. Now, I will say these two taste a teensy bit different, just a little. I can't hardly say which one tastes better. This one has a really good taste. The soy-free one, this one has an excellent taste too. So, you know, look, what does it say right here? Celebrating 40 years. Right? This has been around for a while. Some of you are nodding your head, you know about this. Some of you might not, you know. So I just want to share with you. I put this on my Ezekiel bread. I put my fake and bacon, right? My smart bacon. And then I dab it up with my tomato and my lettuce, and bam. I have an outstanding BLT, vegetarian BLT. It's on sprouted bread. I'm getting a complete protein. There's probably some protein in here, 2 grams, it says. So whatever. I eat this really for the flavor more than anything, you know, because what I'm getting in here is a whole bunch of good stuff, right? 80 calories in one slice of bread. For you calorie counters out there, that's nothing, right? It's totally permissible to have it. You could even just do a half a sandwich with one piece of bread. Boom, 80 calories. Put some lettuce and tomato and some Vegenaise, and that's not a lot of calorie, right? And you're feeling your tummy for a while. See, when I eat this, I feel full for a while. You know, I'm not getting hungry again quick. You know, it stays with me. It supports me. So, okay, so I'm going to wrap this video up now. That's my little video for you on bread. You can eat bread. You absolutely can. A sprouted bread, right? It's just better all the way around for your body. You know, if you want to go look it up in the Bible, it's Ezekiel 4:9. So, it even, oh, right there. Ezekiel 4:9. If you wanted to look that up in the big book, you know. And if you want to look it up in this big book, this is a wonderful big book. It's on page 568, sprouts, you know. All sorts of different sprouts that you can do. So real quick, I'm going to say goodnight or goodbye for now. And I'll make you another video, I think, right now about alfalfa sprouts. So, okay, so I am the Goddess of Awesome. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You can eat bread. There's a safe bread out there that you can absolutely assimilate, and it's not going to make you fat, okay? So, with that said, bright blessings and be well.